Love.
Love this question because I love love, and I love God's way of love. So the biggest thing for me, the biggest difference is when I think about love in the world's point of view, it's very self, me, and very superficial. And that's so much of a big contrast and difference with God's love, because God's love is unconditional. God's love is selfless. Like, it's not about me. Like, God's love is so much about His giving to us. So God's love is given, it's selfless, it's unconditional. And that's a key difference between the way the world does it and the way that God does it.
I think in our culture, we sort of make love a noun. We'll be like, oh, I love you. And what we really mean is, I feel good around you, or I enjoy you or your company. But for God, love is an action. You know, it's a verb. It's like somebody saying, I help you. And there's an action that has to go with that help, right? But a lot of times when we say I love you, we don't actually mean we're gonna love the person. We just mean that I enjoy you, right? Because love demands that, you know, I do things for you, and I make sacrifices for you, and I give to you. And, you know, there's a whole set of things that goes around me loving somebody. Whereas when it's just in society, you know, you'll love somebody because you feel good, and then when you don't feel good around them anymore, you don't love them anymore, right? And that's not the way that God loves.
To me, love is forgiving, first of all. Love shows grace. I always try to identify how I view love with how Christ views and loves me. So love is forgiving, love is unconditional, and love is giving at the same time.
I mean, love is pretty much, I would say it's like complete surrender and vulnerability with your counterpart. Or pretty much, I see it as in like, you have to have like a partnership with like intimacy in a way.
When I think about love, I think about like The Notebook and stuff like that. It's like one of my favorite movies. But it's also like romanticized, right? And I think when everybody talks about love, even when you talk about a woman getting engaged, it's like she got chose, like congratulations, which is a beautiful thing, but we put so much emphasis on someone wanting you. And so much so that if you're not engaged, if you're not married, then you're looked at as like less than, and that's not the case. So I think love is really about Christ and Christ's love, and how, you know, Christ loves you and lives in you. And if we just focused on that, then we wouldn't be so focused on trying to get it from other people.
Well, the world's point of view when it comes to love is very self-serving, but also they make up their own definitions. So different people say what love is, and that drives friendships, relationships, and everyone's right in their own mind because they're making up their own definitions. But I really think and believe how God defines love, it acts as an anchor, right? Sometimes we hear the word God or how God defines it, and we think about it as a weight or a burden that's on your back, but really it's an anchor to say this is what love really is. Love is self-sacrificing, not self-serving. Love is being willing to give up what you have for the benefit of someone else. And we know God did that for us. So that's how God defines love. So our culture, they use their own definitions, come up with their own definitions, very self-serving. God's definition, very self-giving.
I would say for the world's view is just, it's very romanticized. Everyone just wants to get married for the wedding, you know, just having the whole like dress party and all that type of stuff. But I would say for the Christ side of it, it's just a choice and choosing love, choosing to be someone for someone else, but mainly for God, and just choosing to live and walk that life. And it's very selfless, so it's not anything about you, but it's about the other person that you're in relationship in, and, you know, just kind of as a whole.
The world's view of love, I feel like, is very Hollywood. If I feel it, I feel it. If I don't, it's not love anymore, versus God's love is consistent. It doesn't change. It's like 1 Corinthians chapter 13, patient, kind, keeps no record of wrong. So I feel like God's love is what true love is, and it is what it is.
What we miss when we're not chasing after God's love is that fullness that it fills us with, that stays with us, it sustains us, right?